Viola Davis so eloquently and powerfully said, "The only thing separating women of color from everyone else is opportunity." So, with that, I raise a glass to all of the Black Broadway actresses that still have yet to see a fellow Blacktress play the role of Elphaba on Broadway full time. I'm honoring the countless Black actresses that were in New York for theater in the early 2000s that could not get an audition for Wicked. Because apparently there's not a Black actress that can resonate with the story of feeling judged by the color of her skin. She can't belt high 8 shows a week. If you were in New York in the early 2000s, it was a fascinating time. It really was. And to hear that they were producing this show, it was so exciting. And I thought, okay, great. Any type of woman can play this role. This is not race specific because she's green. Surely I'm eventually going to see a Black Elphaba, right? Now, to be clear, there have been Black standbys for Elphaba that have gone on, and their videos are everything. Okay, they are singing the songs, they are acting the beats. So why haven't we been able to get one as the full time role? I am so grateful that they cast Cynthia Erivo to play Elphaba in the film. Long overdue. But did you know that there has never been a Black Elphaba on Broadway that had the role full time? Yes, we have had amazing standbys and understudies, and I love all the videos I'm seeing of them. And I'm seeing articles talk about how several Black women have played the role, but they don't point out that it's never been full time. That it was in a and listen, to be clear, I was a Broadway standby. It is not for the faint of heart. But what these articles don't point out is that there's only been one Black actress to play the role full time. When I did a simple Google search, imagine my surprise when I saw that there has only been one full time Black Elphaba, and that was in the West End, a British actress named Alexia Kadim. The gaslighting of seeing a show about a woman who is treated differently because of the color of their skin and never seeing anyone play the role. So, what I'm to understand is that there were no Black actresses that could give authenticity to that kind of role, and no Black actresses ever on Broadway, and that there are no Black actresses that could do 8 shows a week high belting. Now, here's the thing, I never wanted to be Elphaba. I didn't find my Elphaba voice until I moved out to LA, like 7, almost 8 years ago. I actually always thought I was more of a Glinda, but I was like, there's no way they're going to see me for Glinda. And mind you, I have made my career in theater based on non-traditional casting. Largely, for most musicals I was in, it was non-traditional casting. So I wasn't counting myself out because I was Black. I was counting myself out because I never got called in for it, and I never saw a Black Glinda until Brittany got the role, which was amazing. But also, how many years did it take? And here's the thing, look, I know that the Elphabas that have been cast, they didn't cast themselves. But also, I would like you to consider how painful it was to see people I know, people that I love, people I respect, talking about their journey and how it felt to be a person of a different color who was ostracized and deemed dangerous. But they get to wash that off at night. They get to wash the green off. So, as we are celebrating the beautiful diversity of the film, which I think is amazing, I cannot wait to see it. I just want to give a shout out to any Black actresses that wanted to be seen for Wicked in America because it's been a rough journey. And I hope moving forward that creators that create stories, and as a playwright myself, that playwrights, when you are writing stories, make sure in your casting that you consider that there actually might be actors of color that know that struggle intimately, that know that experience intimately. I had friends that would buy wigs because they were like, no, if you get seen for Elphaba, if you don't have dark hair, put on a dark wig so they can see you as the character. And I was always so confused because I was like, so we've got women buying wigs for auditions, which I'm not mad at. I have a whole wig room in my house. And again, I know that there were standbys and understudies, but I'm just having a really hard time believing that not one talented Black actress could play Elphaba. I actually think it's more that they were not called in. And look, if the film hadn't come out, I don't even know if I would be talking about this, but I don't want this to get lost. We are celebrating the film. It is a beautiful film. Everyone I've talked to has enjoyed it. I can't wait to see it this weekend. But to not point out the hypocrisy of a show that is about a woman who is treated differently because of the color of their skin. The fact that there has never been a full-time Black Elphaba on Broadway is so problematic. It just is. And casting her in the movie is not going to make us forget. It's actually going to shine a spotlight on the history, to be honest. Like, I thought that my time away from Broadway, that I've been here in LA, I would have thought that in those years, with all the strides that have been taken, with all the discussions about diversity, I would have thought that there would have been a Black Elphaba by now. Thank you for Black Glinda, to be clear. I'm not saying that white actresses can't play the role. She's green. What I am saying is it is very problematic that we still haven't had a Black Elphaba. And I don't think it's because you can't find talented people. I think they're not getting called in. I could name several Black actresses that are in New York right now that could kill the role. Are they getting the auditions? Why is it that there have been Black Elphabas on the West End, but not in New York? It's a question to ask. It's definitely a question to ask, and it's a discussion that we need to have because it's not a good look. Like, and here's the thing. I love casting offices. I love casting offices. I could not do what you do. And I'm not in the room. And especially as a playwright who is now having to choose a director and a dramaturg and all that jazz. I get it. I'm just saying, when you are looking for replacements for the role, just include some sisters in the bunch because they can sing it. I've heard them. We all know who they are. There's many to choose from. So just like Viola Davis said, it's lack of opportunity. The story is still going to be told. In fact, the story will probably have different depth when you cast a Black actor to play Elphaba. I critique my industry because I love it. It's way past time. It's been 20 years. So yeah, I'm super excited to see so many people embracing the story and loving the story, but we still have work to do.